Tanner Mooney.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Bob?
Doing good. How about yourself, man?
Man, we doing good. We doing good. What you up to today?
Oh, shoot, just working a little bit, trying to get by.
Yeah. So tell everybody what you do.
Well, I'm a car auctioneer,
A
is what I
car
do for a
auctioneer.
living.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I'm a car auctioneer for a living, and try to try to hunt as much as I can.
Yeah, yeah. What kind of do you do some big auctions?
Yeah, I work for Manheim, which is one of the largest auction companies in the world, and
Wow.
I'm one of their auctioneers.
Oh wow. Wow. Well, congratulations.
Well,
That's a
thank
big
you.
deal, man. So do you have to go to
Yeah,
college and stuff for that, or how's that work?
you go to auctioneer school, which is basically like college.
That's very cool.
You go to auctioneer school and go through. It's basically the same thing as going to college for any other trade.
Okay. All right. Very cool. Very
So,
cool. And you're what? How old are you?
yes, sir. I'm 23.
23. 23. How long you been hunting?
Shoot, all my life,
Oh, God.
all my life, as long as I can remember. I remember when I was a little kid, my grandpa and dad taking me.
Yeah.
I can't, I can't never remember not having a coon dog tied up somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. And you do a little squirrel dogging too, huh?
Yes, sir. Squirrel hunt too. We squirrel hunt about as much as we coon hunt, really.
Yeah, yeah. Well, tell me a little bit about your squirrel dogs.
Squirrel dogs. I started off. We've always had some squirrel dogs around all my life. Started off. I got in with a guy and with a mountain cur, and
Right.
started doing some competition hunts. Done really well with him. Got him in the finals of a couple world hunts. Done really good, and then we started. Me, my grandpa, my dad, and my uncle, my great uncle. We started raising our own line of Feis that originated from a guy up in Kentucky. And
Okay.
we've been hunting them now, our own line of dogs, for a couple years now.
Yeah,
Been doing
yeah.
really well.
Well, very cool. Very cool. So now, what made you want to do the transition between the squirrel dogs all the way moving on over to the coon dog side of things?
Well, I like a big mouth dog. Always have. I'm not one for a dog that's got an average mouth. I like a dog with a big mouth. I like to hear a race. I
Oh
like to
yeah,
hear that big when they come hooked,
that big
and that's actually what
oh.
I. Yeah, that big long drawn out ball, and roll it
Yeah,
over. I like a dog that really blows through there and come hooked, and it's exciting to me, and that's
yeah,
what I really like about the coon dogs.
yeah, yeah. Well, tell me, so now your granddaddy, now
Yes, sir.
where'd he originate from? And tell me about your granddaddy.
He originated up in Ellijay, Georgia, which is up in
Okay.
the north part of Georgia, up in the mountains. I am actually a fourth generation coon hunter. He
Oh,
is my grandpa's daddy coon hunted. I don't know if you'd say coon hunted. They hunted. It was
yeah,
possums, coons, whatever they could tree. If it went up, it come down.
that's right.
And so,
Meat
but
dogs.
that's right, that's right. And my granddaddy, he's a very competitive man, and I think that's where I get it from. And so he started doing the comp hunts and stuff, done really well. He used to own the Magnum dog at one ace that Ronnie Stroud went on one ACHA World Hunt with, and
Really?
so he had some, yes sir. So he had some really he set the bar high. Let me put it that way. And but he coon hunted. He's probably taught me between him and my dad's probably taught me everything I know about
Yeah.
coon hunting as well as some other close friends. And so we've got yeah, he really set the bar high and got me into it. He's the first one that really took me coon hunting. And he's still to this day, if I have a question about a dog, if I'm working on a young dog that's not quite doing right, or I've got a question that I don't know the answer to, I'll always call Pop, and it seems like he's got it.
What about when you mess up?
So, oh, he tells me about that too. Oh yeah. If I'm doing a good job, he's the first one to pat me on the back. But if I'm doing a bad job, he's the first one to tell me I'm doing wrong.
That's
So
good though. I
he's
guess it keeps you straight,
he's
doesn't it?
keeps me right. Keeps me
Yeah.
right. Makes
Yeah.
keeps me on
Yeah.
my toes. Let's say that.
And your daddy's Dave Mooney,
Yes,
and
sir.
your
That's right.
mother's Amy. Am I correct?
Amy. Yes, sir.
Amy. Okay. And
Yes,
your
sir.
dad's a coon hunter.
Yes, sir. He coon hunts, squirrel hunts. He's My dad is probably really and truly more competitive than I am as far as the competition side of things. He don't do a lot of competitions anymore. When he was younger, he did hunted a lot of comp hunts. But yeah,
Okay.
he hunts with me a couple nights a week. Dad's really good with pups. I kind of get aggravated with pups, and I'll send them on to Daddy, and he can kind of get them straightened out and get them back where I can go to tuning on them a little bit more. Dad's more of a pup man
Or
than
pup
I
man.
am. So
Yeah, yeah.
gotcha.
So I met you. It's going to be about 4 years now, right?
Something like that.
Three
Yes,
to 4
sir.
years ago, we met. We actually met at Autumn Oaks.
That's right.
Yeah, and your dad knew yourself that you come to
Yes,
the
sir.
tent, and I was holding a puppy in my hands, a little
No,
female.
that's right. Yeah, that's her.
uh, we'll get into the female in a minute.
Yeah.
It already brings a tear to my eye when I start talking about it. There's a lot of memories go between me and Tanner in this story. Yeah,
This Autumn Oaks will be 4 years.
there you go. Okay,
So
so yeah, almost 4 years we've known each other, and one thing I want to say up front, guys, before he gets into this story, is when I met this young man, he made a huge impression on me and my family. He was as humble as the day is long. I mean, what you see with this young man is what you get. He just absolutely blew me away. He blew my father away. And we got some pretty cool stories we could share that him and I him and I have had a lot of good stories and a lot of good times over the years. But if you want to go ahead and we'll talk about Fanson, talk about little female Josie
yeah,
you used to have.
yeah. So we was at Autumn Oaks. We was up there hunting. Me and my dad was walking around looking at all the stud dogs, and I seen your dad. I actually met your dad first, and
Yeah,
old Spider Breaking Bad was tied out there under the tent. And I looked at it and I said, "That sucker right there is a coon dog." I said,
right.
"I've never been hunting with him, but I can look at him and tell you he's for real."
For
And
those
your
that
dad
don't
had a
know,
little,
my dad was handling Breaking Bad at the time. He was
yeah,
handling Lawrence Davis. Lawrence Davis out of South Florida. He had Breaking Bad Spider. He won the CHKC World Championship, and then we ended up handling him a little afterwards for a few years, and then we were breeding him. And
right.
this is the litter you're talking about off of the Trackman cross, I think.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Off of Trackman female. And so me and your dad got to talking right there, and he had a litter of pups that he was selling. There's under a tent, and it's kind of funny how I acquired the female I got. There was a big, pretty male pup in the litter. To me, the prettiest one. He was about twice the size of the other ones. And me and your dad got to talking, and then he introduced me to you, and we all got to talking about how those dogs were bred and how great they were doing. And so
yeah,
me and dad bought a pup. I bought that male pup. Well, come the end of the week, there was this runt female that was still there.
yeah,
Nobody had bought her. She was still sitting there.
yeah.
And my dad, being who he is, my dad actually picked her out. My dad went up there, and him and your dad was talking. And next thing I know, I stand at the camper, and here comes dad with this little runt pup in his hands. And I said, "What in the world are you doing?" He said, I bought this pup." I said, "Is that the one that was up there that Mr. Wayne had?" And he said, "Yeah." He said, "The lure mate to that male pup." I said, "That thing won't be worth a flip." I said, "She's little." I said, "She won't." I said, "She might grow to be as big as a baby." So to make a long story short, we bought them, we brought them home, and as usual, Dad was right. But that little female now, when she started, buddy, she started
Yeah.
and done really well. And I kind of took her from Daddy, and we got the I got the hunter, and man, she was just a straight natural string coons, looking real good, and ended up putting her in some hunts, ended up losing her. She was probably one of the best young females I'd ever turned loose by far. Bar none. Just a straight natural, big mouth, blow through the country, get treed, nice, just all around nice little female.
Yeah.
And
And you ended up losing
so
her.
so ended up, yes sir, end up losing her. Kind of a hard blow there. Ended up losing her, but we coon hunters, we go on and go looking for the next one.
Yeah. Yeah. And
And
that's hard to do. It's hard to replace them because I don't know if,
it's very.
do you ever truly replace them?
I don't think you do. I think you try to find one that's as much like them as possible,
Yeah.
but you don't completely replace them. I can go over a lot of dogs I've had over the years that been great ones, and I'm always looking. I never find one identical to them, but I
Yeah.
try to look for the same qualities all of them's had.
Yeah. 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 And and that's the hardest thing is when you get that special one
Mm-hmm.
and then you get one after that special one, you go, oh boy,
Mm-hmm.
you got some
Oh
big
yeah,
shoes to fill, boy. You got some big shoes.
exactly.
I mean, I remember coming from Bacon Bad. and that dog was honest as day is long. And trying
Yes,
to come back from Breaking Bad after that, I was like, oh no, we got a journey for us, But
yeah,
you ended up losing Josie, and a few months later, I ended up losing a dog that I was in love with,
right,
and we kind of came together. You called me one day, just out of the
yeah.
middle of nowhere, and
I
you,
called you because I had a blue dog. I had
yeah,
Barker Creek Kemosabe, Grand Night Gold Team. We won a lot with,
big chemo.
and
Shout out to
yes,
chemo.
sir. Yes, sir. He's still probably one of the best ones I've laid in a long time. But
For those who
chemo,
don't know, this man ain't colorblind. Chemo is a blue tick.
I'll hunt anything as long as they're good. I'm
That's
not
right.
colorblind.
That's right.
But chemo ended up getting cut at Blue Tick Days.
Yeah.
Had the cast one, got in a drain pipe. I mean, just looked phenomenal all night. Got in a drain pipe, got cut.
Where to
So
get
I'm
cut?
sitting here right on from his flank all the way under his belly up to his other flank. They put 138 stitches in him and had to do laser surgery to keep his gut from falling out.
Good gracious.
He come back, but he never did really come back from it.
Yeah.
He never was 100% again.
Took a lot out of it.
But yeah. But make a long story short, I was sitting there with nothing to hunt.
Yeah.
Didn't have anything. And so I was handling some dogs for some other people at the time, handling some different dogs, but still I was sitting there with nothing to hunt.
Yeah.
And so I got to thinking, me and my dad was actually talking one day, and I was thinking, I was like, man, I got to find something. I got to find something. And I tried some dogs, and I couldn't find nothing that suited me. And I was sitting there, I was like, well, you know what? I said, I'll just start from scratch. I'm just going to call Jason and see if they got any more pups off the spider.
Yeah.
So I called you, and me and you got to talking, and we was talking about dogs and everything else. And you said, you know what? I'll tell you what I've got. I've got a little female that's a litter mate for the one you lost.
Yeah.
Why don't you come down here and visit with me? And he said, we'll try to work something out.
Yeah.
So
And for those who don't know, this dog, she slept with me. She slept in my bed. I mean, when he come and he met her, she was in the house. Tanner tell you, she was in the house, and she is my baby. And I love this dog. And she was truly she was a natural starter. Right from the get go, she was just amazing. And as I say, we're talking about fancy.
Right.
And I trained her and just briefly broke her in, and then Tanner's went ahead and he's starting to finish her on out. And man, I can't wait to hear this story.
But so I come down to Florida, and I get to look at her, and I said, man, she looks identical to the Josie female I had. Identical to her. Acts like her, whole nine. And so me and Jason we got to talking and sparked up a deal there, and I ended up taking her home with me. And she's been right here in Carnesville, Georgia ever since.
Yeah. How's she doing for you?
She's doing real good. We took her last night. She looked good. Things wasn't moving. Flew to there like one's supposed to. Winded one, got treed. Looked good.
Good. And you got a English dog as well, right?
Yes, sir. He is. His name is Hard Time Slim.
Hard Time Slim.
He goes back. He goes back to same like the Bam dog that I used to own, the Hard Time Bam dog, and is out of a Cabin Creek Rowdy female.
Now the Bam dog, he was quite a winner too, wasn't he?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He ended up making silver champion Grand Night. We won several things with him overall. Peach Classic. I got a cast winner at the Peach State Jamboree PKC hunt. Finished him. Got in at the Georgia State with him. Finished third at the Georgia State with him. We won a lot of hunts with him, and he won a lot of. Carter Maupin originally had Bam. They got him in the Final Four of the Grand American. Won the Tennessee State hunt with him.
Man.
Got him in the top 100 of the world. So Carter and them had done a lot of winning with him before I got him, and then we've done a lot more winning with him after I got him. And Slim, he's not a lot of people's cup of tea, but I like him. He's about like Bam was. He's dead silent on the ground, but he's going to be through there in just a couple of minutes treated with a coon by himself.
Yeah, and deadly accurate, I bet.
Deadly accurate. Like I say, he's going to be a quarter strike. If I beat you on strike, something is bad. It's wrong.
Coon ain't moving. The coon ain't moving. Yeah.
He's 25 and 100. You
Yeah.
know, he's one of them just slip through there and get himself and
Well,
tree coons.
Tanner, it seems like, those 25 and 100 dogs, you
Mm-hmm.
speak that quite a bit. And I think a lot of hunters speak of 25 and 100. Yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
can't hunt them 25 and 100 dogs. The thing is, even Breaking Bad, we'll go back to Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad was
Right,
a 50, maybe a 25. Usually it's a
right,
25. But the thing is
right,
about it, he put it meat at the end of the tree. When you got that
right.
tree, there was meat. And
That's right.
some people criticize a lot of dogs that don't open on track a lot, but I've come to notice that those dogs don't open a lot on track. Sometimes are the deadliest dogs to compete against because
They
they're through
are.
the
And
country and they'll blow your doors off.
well, that, and I've noticed I've kind of, it's not on purpose, but for some reason, all my life, I've always hunted a quarter and 100 strike, type dog. And to me, and I think it's just because the reason I keep going to those dogs is because they're so active.
Right.
They don't say nothing on the ground, but what them dogs are doing is running through the woods with their head in there, winding cones, and they're treeing cones behind you.
Yep.
A lot of the time, the good
Yeah.
ones are. The good ones are treeing coons behind you. And on them bad nights, I had Slim with me last night. Like I say, coons were not moving. Those bad nights when coons aren't moving and you got to wind a layup that's been there all day and half the night when you cut loose them dogs like that that's running through the woods with their head in there trying to wind layup coons, they'll beat your doors
Yeah.
off on nights the coons ain't
It'd be
moving.
the brakes off of you. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now, your little fancy female, is she starting to click along pretty good? And
She's doing
what kind of
she's
dog is
doing really
she?
well.
What kind of dog is she compared to Slim? What's the difference between the two dogs?
She's a little different. She's one of those. I'm not gonna say she's 100 out of the truck, but she's gonna be 75. She's the only dog I believe I've ever hunted that's gonna get open quick. She's gonna get struck if she's running something. I heard Barry Kitty say one time about a wipeout dog. If they're opening, they're running something with blood in it, and
It's
I
got
believe
blood.
it's kind of the way she is. She's gonna get struck, get through there. But the thing about Fancy, she has a great nose. She can work up them bad tracks and coons that haven't moved. And if they are moving, look out, you in for a show because
That,
she's gonna
that
show
little
you
heifer
something.
catch him on the ground too.
Yes,
She,
sir. I've had her catch a couple on the ground. She's
yeah,
fast as lightning.
yeah, yeah. Now
But she's got that.
you've handled for other people, right?
Yes, sir. I've done some handling for other guys. I've handled for Tim Bolden a little bit. Handled for that Mr. Danny Kastner down here in the house a little bit. Handled for several other people. I handled a little blue female that we got in the top 100 at the UKC World Hunt. She was super nice. I've done some handling for other people. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So now at 23 years old, getting married,
Yes, sir. Getting married coming September.
coming September, huh?
Yes,
Oh
sir.
man,
Yes,
oh
sir.
man. So what makes you more nervous? Sitting in the
What you
last
mean?
cast of the World Hunt or getting married?
Getting married by far. Get, Getting
Cheyenne, I know
married.
you're gonna slap the snot out of him when you hear this.
No, no. I'm just joking. I don't know. She's my best friend.
Good for
She
you.
goes hunting with me too. So it's a good deal. I ain't too bad nervous about it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I get the shapes pretty bad. I get the final cast of World Hunt, but
yeah, yeah. I hear you there. Now you're also showing dogs.
yes, sir.
Okay, all right.
Yes,
What
sir.
are you showing?
I'm showing a Walker male dog that actually come from Miss Janice Hunter, your mother.
Oh, my mama.
Second wins.
That's right.
Yes, sir. That's a second wins dog. Me and my fiance Cheyenne. She's kind of stolen from me here lately, but we're showing him pretty good. Got a little blue tick female that Cheyenne's showing, doing really well with.
Yeah, y'all just done a little winning
So,
with both of them, didn't you?
yes, sir. Up at Leopard Days a couple weeks ago, we
Yeah.
done pretty good. He went best male of breed on Friday and Saturday. She
Okay.
went best female of breed on Saturday and best female of show on Friday.
Wow, congratulations.
So thank you. Okay.
So, Tanner, I want to know if you were to give a piece of advice for someone that is out there, they're getting into the sport of coon hunting.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to give one piece of advice to start with a coon dog, what breed would you go with?
If I was going to
And why?
start with a coon dog, if I was going to start, say if I was going to get an 8-week-old pup and
Yeah.
start him from scratch, I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for this, but I would go with a walker.
Yeah.
They, to me, they start a little quicker. Now, not saying other breeds don't. I've had English dogs start quick. I've had blue dogs start quick. I've had black dogs start quick. Like I say, like you said a while ago, I'm not colorblind. I'll hunt anything that'll trick game.
Yeah.
But to me, the Walker dogs, they start a little quicker. They got a little more brains. They, that it's no problem getting them to go hunting.
Yeah.
I've got two young Walker pups now. One's 7 months old, one's 8 months old, and they'll bust a hole in the dark every night you take them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think you made some good points there. You made some really good points. And I'm going to tell you something else that I think that's missed is, camaraderie. Taking people hunting. We got to get more people in this sport having fun, and take a kid hunting.
I like old Floyd, which he's getting on up there in years now. And the cool thing about Floyd is I got him over as a kid that hunts with me. Kind of want to give a shout out to him, Zach King.
Zach
kid
King.
Lives down the road.
Big shout out, Zach King.
Yes, sir. He lives about the hardest hunting 13-year-old you will ever meet in your life. He texted me a while ago, want to go hunt tonight. So, and we just got done hunting last night.
Well, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Does Zach have his own dog?
Zach's got Floyd.
So he gonna put a whooping on you with your old dog.
That's what he says. Every night we go hunting, we have a little mock. He's been doing a lot of winning in the youth hunts and stuff. We hauled him up to youth nationals last year, and so he's got Floyd over there. We got him a dog he can win with. And
wait a minute, you hauled him?
I hauled him up there, yes, sir.
Oh,
yes, sir. So
let's So what made you want to take Zach up to youth nationals?
Well, I'm going to tell you, that kid hunts with me. It don't matter if it's pouring down rain or the best weather you can ask. If I text Zach and say, you want to go hunting? He said, when are you going to be here to pick me up? I'm ready.
That's right.
So he puts a lot of work in. I'm telling you, if I didn't have Zach, I'd be hunting by myself, to be honest with you, half the time. I've got a couple other guys I hunt with, but a lot of times it's just me and old Zach attack. So we try to go about every night we can. And he's a tremendous help to me. Helps me with pups. Helps me finish dogs. If I got to work on one, I'm getting ready for a hunt. If I got to set one up or something like that, I can count on Zach to be at the tree waiting on one. If I cut one to it or something like that, Zach's a big help to me. So he puts in a lot of work.
Yeah, and like you and I have talked a few times. I mean, that right there, folks. That is why you take a kid hunting. That right there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to get these youngins in the woods, and Tanner went out of his way, took that young man to the youth nationals, and y'all went up there and had a blast.
We did. We had a great time.
Yeah,
we had a great time. He's ready for it again this year. We're going to haul him back up there this year. See if him and Floyd can get it done or not. So,
oh boy, well, big time. Shout out to Zach and Floyd. We want to wish them the best of luck at Youth Nationals this year. Tanner, I'm sure you're probably going to make that trip this time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go there and support him.
Yes, sir. We're going to haul him up there. Word is, after last night, Cheyenne might have him handling a bench dog while we're up there, too.
So
we'll see how that goes.
Man, we're going to be calling this man the bread man at the end of the day. You keep on. We're going to have to be beating Zach.
Yeah, that's right. I'm telling you, he's tough now, boy. If I make a mistake, he'll darn sure tell me about it.
Well, good for Zach. Good for Zach. Well, we're going to have to make sure that, we give big shout out to Zach. I'm glad that you're in the woods, and Tanner, he couldn't be hunting with a better person. I mean, Tanner Mooney, folks.
Well, I appreciate that.
I just think the world of this young man. Tanner Mooney is a good man. He takes this young and hunting. I mean, they stay in the woods as much as you can stay in the woods. You auctioneer quite a bit, and I know there's been times you call me and you just, man, I'm wore out, but I'm headed to pick up Zach. Zach called me. I got to go.
Yeah. If he goes, I call him my little brother because if you see me, most time you'll see Zach. So
yeah. Now, you rodeoed a little bit.
Yes, sir. Rodeoed a good bit. I actually got out of coon hunting for a little bit too. Rodeo,
Really?
high school rodeo, went to high school finals. When I was in high school, pro rodeoed a little bit, just a
Yeah.
little bit. IPRA and stuff like that. Some SRA rodeos, jackpotted,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
Yeah. Won a few buckles.
yes, sir. I won a
Yeah.
few.
Yeah.
Won a
You won a
few.
few.
Yes, sir.
Let's not understate it because we know
Uh,
for facts. I mean, Tanner Mooney folks wears new buckles.
well, I ain't been to an open in a long time. This one I've got on is from a few years ago. I ain't got no shiny ones here
No,
lately, but
no. Yeah.
I've got some tarnished ones put up. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, so now you're part of Ringtails and Tall Tails Pro staff.
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
mean,
sir. I am. Couldn't be happier to be with them. Great guys. Philip, he's about as good a guy as you'll ever meet.
yeah.
If I need anything, all I gotta do is shoot a message. It's handled.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
really, really, really proud to be a part of that team. Glad to see what the future holds for us. I think it's going to be big.
Yeah, I mean, and so we're starting a pro staff over there, and
Yes,
what
sir.
we're trying to do is we're trying to bring in the best of the best, and it's not necessarily just talent. We're wanting to bring in good personalities. We're wanting to bring in people who can get together and talk, and we can go
That's
out.
right.
We can share experiences in the field. I mean, just today. I mean, you called me today, and you're like, "Hey,
Yes,
brother,
sir.
what's
I
up?"
did. I did, and you was actually out in the field testing some stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I sure was. Yeah,
you had some antennas and some other things, and
yeah.
boy, that razor vest you got, I'm gonna have to get with Philip. I'm gonna have to get me one of them things.
Let me tell you
I've got the
something.
old
That Razor vest is no joke. It's a totally
that
different ball
thing is
game.
sharp. That thing is
Yeah.
sharp. I've got the old 2 pocket razor vest. I'm gonna have to upgrade. I'm behind the times. I
Well,
seen
this
you wearing
one,
that
where's
thing
that Razor
today.
vest at? Where's the Razor vest? This one, I tell you what I love about this one is probably one of my favorite things is I didn't even realize it until I was going through things. I was looking at it and I was like, my gosh, man. Sorry, I still got all my stuff in it from where I was working on in the field today. I was training that Butch pup. You know about that Butch pup. I don't even talk about it.
Oh yeah,
But
wild joker.
I was thinking about 3 pockets that are in the very front right here. And I was like,
Mhm.
yeah, I can put my water bottle here, my 200 here, but over here I put my TM25. And you know yourself, I got this TM25 from you. Trying to find something that'll fit a TM25 is difficult.
Yeah, that thing's bulky.
It's bulky. And when I got it from you, you actually gave me a pouch. You're like,
Mm-hmm.
here's your pouch for 25.
Yeah, it's like yeah.
Yeah, but another thing I noticed about it that just slipped my eye is you can open
Oh
it up.
sweet.
Do you see that in the camera right there? Look at that. I
You
mean,
got a
folks, you
pouch in
can
there.
put it's waterproof. You can put all your stuff in here, your medicine, your wallet, your phones, whatever you need to do. You can put it in that pouch. It's got a mesh back on it. I tell you what, this new Razor, that is the way to go. I absolutely love this Razor pouch. I will be showing another one. This hopefully within the next few days, another Razor setup that we got here that is absolutely incredible. But yeah, I love these Razor products, man. Absolutely love
Yeah,
them.
they're great. They're
Yeah,
great. I like
and
them.
and the quality of and I like the buckles instead of the Velcro.
Mm-hmm.
You always catch that Velcro and it just eventually it just and it don't hang no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. What are some pointers? Um, you at 23 years old,
Yes, sir.
you've accomplished quite a bit. I mean, let's just be honest here. You're 23 years old. You've accomplished more than most guys have in the whole sport at 23 years old. Um, what are some pointers you would give some guys as far as starting? What kind of dog do you think a starting handler should start out with?
I think a guy or a kid or whatever that's starting out wanting to go to some competition hunts, you need something that's easy to call, something with a good mouth. That's what I preach that. I like a dog with a big mouth. I don't
Yeah,
like an average mouth dog. I like one I can hear through there.
I
The
want one when that rascal rolls it over. I want him chill bumps. I want to feel it.
exactly.
I want to feel
I
it.
want the hair stand up on the back of my neck when he comes up.
That's right.
Um, if a man's gonna, and there's different levels of comp hunts. you know as well as I do, you can go anywhere from a $30 hunt to now they have the $6,500 pro classics, the $100,000 hunts, that kind of stuff. So a man really needs something to stay. If you're gonna hunt the bigger hunts, you need something to stay to yourself.
Yeah,
And really, in my opinion, the what we're doing this for is to tree coons. You want one that's gonna have a coon over his head when he parts.
that's right.
That's my big thing. And a lot of these guys, my biggest tip is put that Garmin down.
Hmm.
Learn your dog. If you're going to go to a competition hunt,
It's all right here.
learn your dog. That's exactly right. Learn every bark. If you lay in the woods with that dog and, really listen to him and watch him, you'll know if he's in a hole, if he's running through some thick stuff, if he's got one stretched out over a field.
Yeah,
That Garmin don't tell you all that. You look down at that Garmin and he may be in some thick stuff, not moving real quick, and it'll show him treed.
that's
He
right.
ain't treed. He's just trying to get out of that thick stuff. If you'll learn that dog, you'll know what he's doing. You ain't
That's
got to
right.
have that Garmin.
Yeah, well, that's some good points there. I mean, and and I say, and it's something I really focus on my pups personally, and I'm just talking about my personal opinion.
Right.
I spend a lot of time with my dogs personally out of the woods.
Right.
I take them to work with me. I take them to Tractor Supply. You just hunted with a gentleman recently, Norman Starling.
I
He's got
did.
the airplane dog.
That's right.
He does all that. He plays with him. He plays ball with him. And if you watch
Yeah, he
that
loves that
dog,
dog.
he loves that dog, and that dog loves him. And
Exactly right.
I admire any man that loves a dog that much,
Mm-hmm.
because that really shows me that you've put in the time.
Yes, sir.
And when a dog goes hunting and he has the meat, and buddy, that's your buddy. You,
That's right.
you even prouder because it's when
There ain't
you've
no
done
better
it.
feeling in the world.
No, and that's kind of what my perspective of it is. It's kind of like start from scratch. Start with a
Right.
pup. Don't open them up to all these. I think one of the biggest mistakes is roll cages.
Mm-hmm.
Staying away from live coon. I don't do a whole lot of live coon training. I might show my hounds a coon live one time.
Right.
With Fancy, she never even saw one alive. She was a complete natural.
Mm-hmm.
And some are like that. Some are like that.
Right.
But that would be a big piece of advice that I would give to someone as well is guys,
Right.
just make sure that remember these are scent hounds. We are dealing with scent hounds here. We're not dealing with a visual greyhound per se. Okay.
Right.
Not saying a greyhound can't use their nose for anybody out there that has greyhounds. Don't come bash me. I'm just, I'm trying to compare here. This is not a visual hound. This is a scent hound. So the more that you can take and you can invest into that nose, that's why I play ball, because every time I throw that ball, man, that dog has to find that scented ball. He has to find that scent. And so I'll take a little coon scent when they're babies, and I'll just put a little coon scent on a ball, and I throw them.
Yeah.
And by the time they're in the woods, they're going pew pew pew.
I know what they're looking for.
They're looking for that ball.
Yeah.
It's fun.
And that's the thing. And I mean, this is just my opinion. To each their own. I mean, a lot of guys have a lot of success with showing dogs a cage coon.
Right.
Showing pups cage coons. So me personally, I don't show my pups a cage coon. I take my pups straight to the woods,
Yeah.
walk hunt a little bit to start them. I may have a feeder or something, or I'll have a spot where I know there's coons on the ground, and I try to get them on a hot track.
Yeah.
And when I start pups, I'll start them with old dog, and when they go to treeing, once they figure out, I'll knock a few coons out to them, and I'll bring them back, and I'll put them back by themselves and finish them out that way.
Yeah. Good point.
I have better luck not showing a pup a cage coon. When I was younger, I thought you had to show a pup a cage coon because I didn't know what it was, and all you're doing is teaching them to bark at something.
Yeah.
And their natural instinct as a pup is to bark at a coon. That's what they're bred to do. If they see it, they're gonna go.
They go,
crazy.
ow.
I mean, they're gonna freak out.
Yeah.
And I mean, when you cut them in the woods, if you're in a comp hunt or whatever, every coon they tree ain't gonna be right in front of them.
Exactly.
You got to teach them how to work scent. So I don't show my pups cage coon. I'm sure some guys do, and I'm probably gonna get flack over it. But each their own. If you have great luck with it, If you got great luck with it, hey, keep showing them to them.
That's right.
My personal preference, I don't.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm the same way. I have nothing against it if that's if that's what you do, that's what you do. I'm just
Right.
talking about from my experience. I have ruined more dogs than I have ever made showing them a live coon,
Right.
especially them treeing contests. I love watching them, but I tell you what, if you want to make a coon dog, I wouldn't do it doing that. So
No, sir.
but let's move on to competition hunting. Uh,
Okay.
you know if someone's new to competition hunting, um, I'm gonna say one of the biggest things coming into competition hunting for someone new, I say they need to know the rule book.
Yes, sir. You took the words right out of my mouth. Read your rule book. If
That's
you're
right.
going to start competition hunting, read your rule book. I've heard so many people say, "Oh, I got screwed over this, and that." And I'm not saying it don't happen because it does.
Sure.
It's very seldom, but it does. But about 90% of that, people saying they're getting screwed over, a lot of times is because they didn't know their rules. And you've
Yep.
got somebody on that cast that knows his rules like the backside of his hand,
That's right.
and he's using them to his advantage. Our job as a handler in a competition hunt is to help our dogs doing the work. We got to play those rules and use those rules that have been put into effect to help our dog as much as we can.
Mm-hmm.
That's our job as a handler.
Mm-hmm.
So read your rule book.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, because if you listen, I mean, and I agree with you 100%. I mean, and I've fell victim to it. I fell in that pool of wanting to, get on board with that
Mm-hmm.
crap. And at the end of the day, I mean, you got to hold yourself responsible at the end of the
That's right.
day. If it all went down, it went down the way it wasn't supposed to go. There was a way out at the beginning.
Yeah.
You should have took the way out.
And a lot of that, and that goes to another thing reading your rule book. If something goes on in a cast that ain't right, somebody's doing something that ain't right, there's rules put in place to fix it.
That's right.
Question it. Take it back to the clubhouse. That's why we have that rule. That's
Right.
why we have a master of hounds sitting at the clubhouse to figure it out,
Yeah.
figure out what's right in that situation. So if you read that rule book, you'll save yourself a lot of headaches.
That's right. That's right. And I'm going to give a piece of advice to everybody. And in my opinion, this is something that my dad instilled in me when I was a young man. He said, relax, relax. And I didn't never really knew what relax meant until I got older. And what he was saying is that first drop, boy, everybody out of the gun, boy, they striking their dogs. Everybody first drop, everybody's striking them in. And my dad, boy, he's known just to kind of lean back against a tree. You won't hear no word from him, and he'll say, "Hank struck."
That's right.
And he'll just lay back, and most guys are beat at the first tree.
They are. They beat themselves. A lot of guys beat themselves.
That's exactly right.
I mean, we're not at war here. We're having fun. We're coon hunting. We're having fun. Call your dog like he sounds.
That's right.
If you get beat at the end of the day, but you called your dog the way the way he performed, you can't beat yourself up about it because hey, they're dogs. They're not perfect. The best ones in the country have bad days.
Absolutely.
So just go out there and have fun.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. I agree. Well, so being on the pro staff, I mean, when you're coming on a pro staff, what do you think the obligation of a pro staffer is?
Well, to me, I'm very fortunate to be on the Ringtails and Tall Tails pro staff team. Very happy, very blessed to be on that team. Looking forward to it. The biggest thing with a pro staff team is those guys they believe in you. They're trusting you. They're letting you, they're giving you products for you to use and stuff like that. I think you need to really be cordial, be nice to everybody, and represent that business in the best light you possibly can.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's just my opinion. Be nice to everybody. It don't hurt nobody to be nice.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And a lot of people don't understand when you're sponsored. They think, oh, you're just gonna get all this free stuff, and oh, I'm sponsored. Well, it doesn't really work like that. It doesn't. You have to earn your way up. I mean, you and I both come from rodeo backgrounds. I rode bulls, and you roped, and we both had sponsors. And then I went on to bass
Mhm.
fishing. And I had sponsors in bass fishing. And I started with nothing, and then I worked my way up the ladder. But it's earned.
Right.
It's earned with your performance. And so I feel like as when a pro staffer myself, as being on Ring and Tails with you, um,
Hmm.
it is my obligation to make sure that I'm moving product for that company. If I am
Exactly.
not moving product for that company, I'm not doing my job as a pro staffer,
That's
you
right.
know? And that's what folks need to understand. They need to quit walking around with their hand out,
Yep.
put in your work, and people will call you.
Yep. That's exactly right.
I
You
promise
know,
you that.
if you're on a pro staff team, just like me and you are with ringtails and tall tails, they expect us. They chose us to be on the pro staff team because we're at the hunts. You
Right.
know, people like us. Not everybody. I ain't gonna say that because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that
Uh,
don't like me. But you know, we're trying to. You know, we try to put everything in the best light we possibly can when when we're out and about. But at the
right.
same time, if say you're at a hunt and some guy comes up to you and says, "Hey man, where you get that razor vest at?" If you're on the pro staff, it's your responsibility to say, "Oh man, I got it over at Ringtails Tall Tales. You ought to go over and check them out."
That's exactly right.
You know,
That's exactly right. Well,
so you got to put the business in a good light. You really got to you got to try to push some product a little bit, and
yeah. Talking about pushing product. So chemo won you a pretty big product.
yes, sir. We done pretty good
Yeah.
with old chemo. We got us a little four wheeler win. Won us a little
Yeah.
four wheeler up there in Tennessee.
A
So
little, a
I'm
little
telling
four wheeler, he says.
you, yeah, a little four wheeler up there in Tennessee. I'll tell you that dog was a blessing to me. Tyler Nally and Joe Yoder, they've got him now. He kind of chemo got a little age on him. We quit hunting him, quit putting him in competition hunts. So they've got him up there breeding some really nice females to him. But chemo was a big blessing to me and my family. We won some hunts with him and done really well. And
Yeah.
he may be a blue tick, but he's a sharp one.
Yeah. Well, for those that don't know, we got to talk about your Uncle Jimmy. All right.
Oh
So for a brief
Lord.
second, I mean, eventually, folks, Tanner's Uncle Jimmy, he is an absolute trip. He's a sport to listen to, an absolute hoot. Just tell us a little bit about Jimmy.
Okay, so Jimmy, a lot of y'all that know me will know Jimmy because if I'm at a hunt, most time he is my truck man. That is between him and my dad. Those are my truck guys right there.
Yeah.
And so Jimmy, he's got the I guess you would say the job of certified truck man, and he is a trip. Let me
Yeah.
tell you,
Does he hold the truck
he's
down?
he holds truck down. He's good at it. He keeps the drinks cold and the snacks ready. I'll say that. He's a he's a mess, boy. Jimmy grew up coon hunting, and
And
him
what's
and
Jimmy's
one of
last
my
name?
other Cofer, Mr. Jimmy Cofer,
Jimmy Comfort.
and yeah, I call him my uncle. He is not really my uncle, but he is. He grew up with my grandpa and my grandpa's brother. So Jimmy is officially he was my dad's Uncle Jimmy, and he is my Uncle Jimmy,
That's right. He's an
and
adopted Uncle Jimmy.
he is an adopted Uncle Jimmy. He treats me like I'm his own grandkid.
Yeah.
Jimmy was a big handler, handled some big time dogs back in the 80s and 90s.
Hmm.
Big time coon hunter. He still coon hunts with me. He's getting on. I ain't gonna tell Jimmy's age because he's liable to
Yeah.
cut me if I do, but he's getting he's getting up there a little bit. He still coon hunts with me, but Jimmy's big deal now is the squirrel dogs.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, he loves him some squirrel hunting.
I heard this
Him and
guy's
my
like
dad,
a legend.
he is the walking encyclopedia on squirrel dogs. He is in his old world. You guys that are listening, go on my Facebook, send me a friend request, and look up the video. The man, the myth, the legend, Jimmy Cofer.
Himself.
It the himself, live and in color. It is hilarious. He
Oh
kind of
man.
got what kind of got him a little social media famous when I posted that video.
It was an
But
absolute trip.
he's something else. I don't know what I'd do without him. He's a big help to
Yeah.
me. If I'm going to hunt, I ain't got nobody to go with me. I pick up the phone and say, "Oh, Uncle Jimmy, what you doing this weekend?" He said, "Depends on what you doing."
Hey,
And
y'all
I
gonna
said,
do
"Well, I'm
something.
going." Yeah, well, I'm going to hunt. What you think? He said, "Come by here and pick me up. Just let me know when you're gonna be here."
Let's
So
go.
He's always sitting on ready. You know, he's my backup, my truck man, and my bodyguard at sometimes.
That old
So,
good old ride or die, huh?
oh yeah, he's the
Yeah,
man. But
yeah,
he's
yeah.
I'm telling you, Uncle Jimmy, now he got him some squirrel dogs down there. He's got some good ones.
Does he?
We will. Yeah, he's got most of my hunting spots are down around his house. He's got some of the best hunting in Georgia. We go down there and we can hunt. And during squirrel season, if you cannot find Jimmy Cofer or my dad there in Crawfordville, Georgia, squirrel hunting, I promise you.
You gonna be there?
So yeah, and if I'm not working, or at a hunt, I'm there with them.
Yeah, you gonna be there?
So we pour it to them pretty good. But
Yeah,
yeah, Uncle Jimmy, give a shout out to him. He's a good one.
yeah,
He's a
yeah.
good one.
Big shout out, Jimmy Cofield. Big shout out to you, buddy. Uh,
Yeah.
I look forward to getting up there. We're gonna be doing a big squirrel hunt up there here soon. You know,
We
we
are.
look
We're gonna
forward to
try
it.
to
Hopefully, when it cools off a
definitely
little
pour
bit.
it to them a little bit. Yeah,
Golly.
shoot, you don't want to be up here right now. It's a little warm.
Whew, down here in Florida today when I was out there testing all these antennas.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like standing out there in that cornfield. And I was like, man, this is a terrible idea. I should have really thought
It's
about doing this late in the evening. But
it's the same way. It's hot. The squirrels are. You can't find them with the leaves on the tree. The snakes are moving. It's a little rough right now. It's a little
yeah,
sketchy up here hunting. But
yeah. So, what's your future plans in the sport, Tanner?
future plans, keep rocking on like I'm doing. I hope to win some. Keep winning. If the good Lord will bless me enough to win a few more, and got some pups coming along. Got some young dogs that are we fixing to go to pushing. Got Slim and Fancy. Got some pups coming up that I think here in the next, here in the near future are going to be pretty good. So hopefully we got some good ones to haul here coming up quick and try to hit as many as we can. Hopefully have a little luck.
Well, Tanner, I've really enjoyed talking to you, brother. It's an honor
Yes,
to be
sir.
on the pro staff with you. I'm telling you, we're gonna have a lot of fun with this. And is there any message you'd like to leave to everybody out there?
Well, if you don't mind, I'd like to thank a few people.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure there's going to be some I miss. And if I do, I'm sorry. Uh, you know who you are. I'd like to thank yourself. Me and you, we've been through a lot together, been like brothers. We hunt a lot. Your family, your mom and dad, they've been great to me.
Yeah.
I'll thank the world of Big Wayne, as I call him,
Oh, big
and
way.
your dad, Big Wayne.
Yeah, that's right.
My mom and dad, my sister, fiance, grandparents, Uncle Jimmy, Zach. There's another boy up here I hunt with that me and him's pretty tight. Walker Kastner and his family, Danny, Jeremy, and those guys. I'd like to give a shout out to them. Good people. Um, I just very blessed. Got a lot of people behind me. A big shout out to Ringtails and Tall Tails there. They keep me
Heck of a
hooked up.
group,
I
man.
want to thank
That guy,
heck of a group.
what they're fixing to do with the industry is what's supposed to be done.
Yeah, and
Uh,
Philip's a good a guy as you'll ever deal with.
I think
That's
so
for
too.
sure.
I just think the world of Philip, and big shout out to Philip. He's a big sponsor of this show, and man, without Philip, Tater Bait Company, we have some amazing sponsors coming on board. Your sister
Yeah,
also, she just got handler spotlight. So
she did. She's one of them AKC girls. We ain't gonna give
yeah,
her too much slack.
yeah. Well, I ain't gonna talk
Yeah.
about them dogs. I don't know nothing about no show dog, you know.
uh,
But but I'm very proud of her and her accomplishments. She's accomplished a lot, and big shout out to her. I mean, she really has. And
she's done
Cheyenne,
good.
I know you're listening, Cheyenne. So listen here, congratulations. I hope you keep whooping up on Tanner at shows.
She keeps me straight. That's for sure.
All
She's
right.
been lying.
Well, Tanner, it was good talking to you, brother. God bless. I
Yes,
love
sir.
you.
You too.
I love you to death, and we'll be talking to you soon. All right, brother.
Yes, sir. Sounds good. Enjoyed it.
All right, man. I enjoyed it too. Take care.
All right.
Tell me a little bit about this Floyd dog. The Floyd dog. Isn't that what you call him?
Floyd, yes, sir, Floyd.
Okay. Yeah.
Really and truly, Floyd's probably the first dog that I really done a lot of winning with. We done really good with him. Placed him at the Georgia State hunt. Got a calf win on him at all the Mopes. Done really well with him there. Got him in a lot of other finals. Got him through to the zones for the UKC World Hunt. Done a lot of winning with Floyd. He's more of an ambush style dog. He's not really what I'm hunting now, but
Yeah.
still a good solid coon dog. He's
Yeah.
really a coon trigger.
Yeah. He got hurt too, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Not too long ago, actually. He
Yeah.
we was hunting him and he got over a barbed wire fence and we ended up having to get him cut. So
Oh no. Oh
yeah,
no.
we had to get him. We ended up having to neuter him. So that's kind of a bad break there. Bad break there. He's getting the age, was kind of done hunting him. We was going to start breeding him a little bit, and that happened. So we lost that.
That had to be a tough
But
break.
it was.